your children go through specific issues and challenges, right? When they start a job, there may be conflicts with the boss or a coworker, right? They date, they have it, right? So your children go through specific issues, or if you have a friend when you're very little who maybe is a bit too aggressive or kind of non-reciprocal, or things that you have that are challenges as a kid. So how did your mother help you resolve specific challenges you had as a kid by providing you wisdom or lessons that you carry into adulthood?
I That's a really good question. I've never put much thought to it. Other than
Okay, let me ask you
yeah,
this, because I,
I don't
I feel that
know.
the teeth extraction is as painful for me as it is for you. Okay,
Right.
let me ask it to you this way. Tell me about a problem you had as a kid that you were eager to talk about with your mom and get her wisdom and feedback.
Uh, yeah, I think we're pulling teeth here. Nothing is. I don't know. Maybe
Okay,
getting
let
bullied
me
by
ask
a
you
kid
this.
or
Let me ask
something.
you this.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't want you to turn yourself inside out. I don't need to see a spleen. So let me ask you this. Tell me about a time you had a problem as a kid and went to your mother for help, and what happened.
Right. I guess growing up with yeah,
Okay,
I know.
I'm
I know.
dying
This is
here.
the
I'm
worst.
just
I
dying
know. I
here.
know. I'm just trying to think. Like, all right,
Okay,
like
it shouldn't be
I
hard. It
struggled
shouldn't be
with.
hard to think about.
Yeah.
So the general answer is you didn't go to your mom for help. She didn't help you out with problems when you were a kid, so she didn't really parent very much. I mean, she fed you. She maybe played some board games with you. She read you stories and stuff like that. But that's kind of bullshit when it comes to parenting. Parenting is your children have challenges in life, as we all do. You sit down and help them work through those challenges with youthful principles to carry them through life. That's parenting. That's what you do. That's the whole point. I mean, the whole point of going to engineering school is you learn principles of engineering that can carry you through your entire career, right? You don't just hang around the engineering building and play checkers, right? Oh,
Right.
the university took good care of me. Did they teach you anything? No, but I had a buffet. There was a cafeteria, and I had a place to sleep. Like, did you learn anything? No, parenting is about teaching children useful, actionable principles, hopefully moral ones, that they can use to navigate, progress, and be successful over the course of their lives. Did your mother provide that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I get what you're saying 100%. I just don't, just trying to, I don't know. I guess there's nothing that, was particularly impactful in that regard that I can just
Okay, you
pull
can't
from
remember
my
anything.
brain.
Okay,
I
let's
mean,
just
I
be
don't know,
blunt,
like
right?
getting,
Particularly impactful. I mean, I can read between the lines. Okay, what about your father? Did your when you had a problem in life, in school, with a friend, when you were little, with girlfriends, peer pressure, drugs, alcohol, drinking, sex, all of the stuff that you have to navigate as a teenager? Did you go to dad and say, "Dad, bro, I got a big problem. I don't know how to handle it, blah, 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 blah." And he gave you, really helpful, useful, practical advice that carries you through to today.
yes. Okay. So I don't know. I want to say I'm one of three, and I kind of just, I don't want to say I raised myself up on bitch ass because no, like obviously that wasn't the case, but like sitting down and getting like the nice lessons. I mean, I guess I don't know, let's say in school when I was struggling as a kid, I guess once I got into maybe fifth, sixth grade or whatever, and my math was, struggling and whatnot, I'd be falling asleep in class.
Tutoring doesn't count.
Right. I was getting tutoring and all that, but like the next step was going to a psychiatrist and getting Adderall. basically.
Oh
And
no!
then
Please tell
yeah.
me. Please tell me. Please tell me that the sum total of your father's help was not nuking you with SSRIs.
No, I mean, no, but the I don't know, just like your typical, you gotta, stand up for yourself. Be, you gotta make a man of yourself and whatnot, all that
What does that
blah
mean?
blah
What
blah.
does that
Yeah,
mean
I
in
know, I
practical
know.
terms? That mean
It
that's like
means
a nutritionist saying, "Well, eat healthy." It's like, okay, but what does that mean in practical terms, right?
right. No, you're spot on.
So you were largely untutored.
By other people, by like who paid for a tutor and all that kind
No,
of
no.
stuff.
I mean, sorry, I didn't mean that you never see. I mean, you were not raised with wisdom and problem solving techniques or ideas.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Uh, I don't know. I feel like I'm on the spot and I don't know how to answer that, to be quite
Well,
frank.
no, there's no trick here. I'm trying to
No,
help you. I'm not trying to
no,
trick
I
you into anything. I
understand.
mean, if you'd have said, "Oh, here are the 3 things that mom helped me with," I would be like, "Yeah, great." So I can
Right.
tell you, I can always tell the people who had to raise themselves. Do you know why?
How's that?
Because you're carrying a big fucking burden. The way you talk and the way you, you're a little flat. And again, I know it's like this is not your job to talk in this semi-public forum and all of that. But the people who've had to raise themselves, the people who've had to invent every fucking facet of how they deal with the world with no tutoring and no wisdom and no knowledge transfer from the eldest generation, y'all are dragging bodies and bricks and culverts behind you. Because it's too much of a burden. It's too much of a burden to have to try and invent moral, practical, wise life lessons for yourself when you're 5 or 10 or 15. It's wretched. It's absolutely wretched. It'd be like my kid comes to me and says, "Dad, I want a computer." And I'm like, "Okay, here's a bag of sand." How exhausting would it be to try and make a computer from a bag of sand? Dad, I need to learn how to write letters. Here's a tree. And here's a shovel. I think there's lead underground. Maybe you can make yourself a pencil. It's a burden. And it makes you not look forward to parenting. Because the question is, and this is what I'm trying to carve and differentiate for you, right? And what is parenting? Parenting is the development and inculcation of moral knowledge for your children. Here's what's good and bad. Here's what's right and wrong. Here's how to productively negotiate and navigate your way through life so that your kids get wisdom. Now, you don't need money for that. People talk, "Oh, the kids who inherit a bunch of money." It's like, I don't care about the money. I care about the wisdom. Because without the wisdom, it's almost impossible to get the money. And even if you get it, you'll probably lose it. But with the wisdom, it's very easy to succeed. So when you listen to me, God help you, man, you're doomed. So you listen to me, you become a parent. What's going to happen is you're going to realize exactly how deficient your parents were in raising you, because you're going to start teaching your kids moral lessons. And your kids are going to come home. "Oh, I had this conflict at the playground. Oh, this kid was this and the mean and blah, blah." You're going to have to sit down, listen to them and give them feedback and so on. And you're going to be like, "Holy shyster balls, Batman. Where was this when I was growing up? Why did I have to do it all alone? Why I have to figure out every fucking thing all by myself?" That's what my mother used to say to me. "You raised yourself. You did it all by yourself. You raised yourself." It's a burden. You have to figure out What's right? What's wrong? What's appropriate? What's inappropriate? What's assertiveness? What's aggression? What does standing up for yourself mean without being a jerk? How do you negotiate for win-win situations? How do you deal with social pressures? How do you deal with temptation? How do you deal with anger? How do you deal with lust? How do you deal with the desire for the unearned? But these are all rich and deep and complex questions. And your mother, as a Christian, a church-going Christian, has absolutely zero excuse for not sitting you down and dealing with these issues with you on a regular basis, because these are all foundational to Christianity. Like, absolutely found. Everything that I'm talking about is foundational. It's in the Bible. It's foundational to Christianity. So, what value to you as a child did your mother provide? Wasn't wisdom, at least not much. Wasn't virtue, wasn't life lessons, wasn't being a great person to talk to if you had problems. What value, and we'll get to your dad in a sec, but what value did your mother provide when you were a child? Everybody's got to ask these questions.
Unconditional love. Like she is extremely loving and like very. God, and that's
Okay, can you love someone while not helping them with life's problems? Let's say you go to the ER and, oh, Bob over there is the best doctor, and you go over and he's playing Candy Crush and doesn't help you. Or he gives you a snack. Is he a good doctor? Is he helping you? Right. Love has to do with inculcating virtue in people and giving them wisdom and helping them out and so on, right? Now, why does a mother not provide wisdom to her children? There's really only two reasons. Go, you're a smart guy. What you got?
Why does she not provide wisdom to her children? Because lack thereof? No.
Yeah. Number one, she doesn't have it.
Okay.
Why have I not taught Japanese to my daughter? Because I don't speak Japanese, right?
Right.
Other than a little bit of Dobo varigato, Mr. Roboto, right? So I can't teach my daughter Japanese because I don't know Japanese, and somebody who lacks wisdom can't teach wisdom, right?
Right.
So do you think that's it, that your mother doesn't have wisdom?
I mean, she's not a. She's very sweet. No, all right. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be rude to my mother. She's not. No, she does not have a lot of wisdom. I guess.
If she didn't have a lot of wisdom, she would have imparted some to you. Let's say she's only 50% wise. Maybe she could only help you with half your problems or all of your problems half as well as she could have, but you got zero as far as I can remember. So either somebody doesn't have wisdom or they have wisdom, but they don't care about you enough, or it's not important to them, or anything like that. Now, what does the Bible say about imparting wisdom to children?
That you should.
You must.
Yes.
You must spare the rod, spoil the child. The rod being the shepherd's guide of instruction, right? You must impart moral wisdom to your children, or the devil will take their souls to hell forever. Like, it's pretty high stakes poker, right? So why wouldn't, and your mother went to church, she read the Bible, she had access to moral wisdom, why wouldn't she transfer that to her children?
Well, perhaps I misspoke when I don't know.
No, listen, if you've got something that you remember now, I'm not trying to, this is not a one-way court or anything like that. I mean, if there's something that you remember, I'm happy to hear it.
Sure. I mean, as far as I don't know, when it came across first, is like what moral lessons and everything. I was trying to get to yes, she's religious, and like a lot of her teachings and everything kind of came through that angle. A lot of biblical teaching and whatnot, and I don't know if that counts with this or not.
It
but
counts.
like just
It
the
counts.
way as far
hang
as
on,
you
sorry.
treat.
It counts if you go to your mother for help when you face the inevitable challenges of life, both as a child, as a teenager, in your 20s, in your 30s. Do you go to your mother and say, I would really like to get your wisdom and counsel on this issue?
I would say as a child, yes.
Because I did
I'm
ask you
not
earlier, I'm not trying to pick
right.
on you. I asked you earlier
That's fair.
what you went to with your mother as a problem with a child, and you couldn't remember anything, which again, I mean, it would either be a lot, in which case it's hard to differentiate, but if it wasn't much, you'd remember the instances where you did, right?
Right.
Okay, so we don't have to, I'm not trying to throw your mom under the bus here, right? So I'm just pointing out a deficiency because I want you to know why you feel bad. Okay,